Hello, my children. So everyone's been talking about a certain game, and it's been getting a lot of hate, and I wanted to play it for myself. I wanted to see if the hate was justified. A game called Mixtape. I got it on Game Pass, and I've been playing it, and all I gotta say is kind of right, kind of wrong. Everyone said it was like abysmal dog shit, and it wasn't that good, and that are comparing it to other games, and I want to go through some of the points and just talk about like the basic points about the game, and then like go over. I don't know like how you would have changed it or something, but it doesn't feel like because everyone's comparing this game to Dispatch that just came out last year. I think that's unfair, and I'll explain through these points. Uh, let me start off with the story. Story, first of all, takes place in a completely realistic, well, realistic. It just takes place in a more realistic setting of, excuse me, 19, I think 90s is around the time it takes place, and its story isn't interesting. I'll be honest. It's mainly just telling stories through memories, and then trying to get alcohol because one of your friends is going off to New York and you guys want to celebrate. That's basically the story. And you remember like some of the things about you guys trying to get drunk before, you guys being friends before, like and doing stupid stuff like TPing a house. And it's fun for like 5 minutes when you're just bashing one button to make the characters stroke out. But then when it gets to other parts, slowly you start to realize like it's not that fun because the problem is the gameplay and the story should be intertwined. Let me explain. Most times in these games, like Dispatch, your choices do have some effect on the story, whether it be minor or major. Whether it be even just one character, that's still an effect on the story. For instance, in Dispatch, Invisigal, if you are a complete piece of shit, she'll become a villain. Because you're kind of a role model towards her in that sense. Or if you're a good person, she'll end up becoming a good person. Um, Anti-hero. I'm pretty sure she can become a good or bad person, depends on what you say to her. Uh, but it like the gameplay should be the story in a way like that, to where like again, The Walking Dead's like another good example. People use that too. The Walking Dead's less because no matter what, you always end up in the same place, and no matter what you can do, it doesn't change really. So that's more comparable. But even then, the gameplay is a lot more fun even in The Walking Dead, and the characters are a lot more better because the gameplay in this game I felt lackluster because it felt like mini games, but there wasn't an objective. Like when you're running from the cops and you're in a shopping cart, there is no like it'd be different if it turned into like a actual like mini kart racer, and you could like chase the cops, or all the cops are chasing you. You have to take like drifting turns or whatever, and you can go through the neighbor's like lawn or whatever. It doesn't have to be like, if you want to be like, oh, we want to ground in realism, you could easily say this is like through the mind of a teenager that they're doing all this. Like, and to stylize it too, make some of it like an old workout video from the 90s, or an arcade cabinet from the 90s, or like it can be a lot of things. I don't have like all the answers, but then again, they had a fucking huge probably budget. I know that because of how many licensed songs they have in there, and they probably had a decent amount of time to figure this out. So I don't know what to tell you. Like, and I hate it because I hate that I'm saying so much negative shit about the game, but because like so many people are negative so much now that I feel like I'm just joining in on it. But I'm giving even criticism, like others aren't. So I feel like I'm doing a little bit better. But the problem is with the characters is, do you know how you give like a stereotype to a character, and then through that stereotype, you can improve upon them over time. The problem is with this game is they give stereotypes to characters, but they never expand upon the stereotypes. They just stay the stereotype to the end. Like, and the characters just aren't fun to like interact with. Really, like they don't have anything interesting really to say. And another thing with the gameplay, if I go up to a character and I can't like ask them specific questions, what are we doing? Like, I want to ask them about like, oh, what are you gonna do over the summer? They can tell me what they're gonna do, so that way I can imagine what their life's gonna be without this character, without the main character. But no, we're relegated to just what the game wants you to do. That's not a game. I'm sorry, it's not. No matter how much emphasis you try to say this is a narrative-driven game, you can't compare it to The Last of Us, which is a narrative-driven game. You cannot compare it to Dispatch, in my opinion. You can try. You can really, really try. But it ain't the fucking same, because Dispatch has a minigame, at least, that you have to do. You can agree that. And the minigame is somewhat fun, and a lot of people want to play it more. That's why there's an endless mode coming out. At least, apparently, they're working on it. And I understand, like, look, it's in my opinion it's a bit much for even Xbox. Xbox came out as being like, you're being too hard. Like, they didn't say that. It said just because you don't like the gameplay of a game or you don't like the game doesn't make it a bad game. If a majority of people say something is bad, something tells me it shouldn't be a fucking 10 out of 10 on IGN. Just saying. You guys said that IGN said the Hokum, one of the best horror movies. It's not the best. That goes to Obsession. Great movie. Watch it. Was a fucking like 5 or a 4. Are you stupid? That shit was awesome. But no. Everyone I've ever seen, Hokum's awesome. Hokum's awesome. But now you've got people say, now you've got them saying, oh, it was all right. It's boring. That's what I give you. And yeah, my knuckles are a bit fucked up. Anyways, the setting. I don't mind. Here's my problem with the setting, and this isn't against the game. I think the thing is they wanted to make a 90s coming of age story, and you can do that now. And it could be good. Okay? I would say it can be good. The only problem with me is I've lived in a day and age now where I've seen so many 90s coming of age stories, or I've seen the 90s setting so much, it makes me want to like actually jump off a cliff into a free fall because of how overdone it is. It is like comically overdone. All you do is just like I get it. It's before phones and everything, and a lot of people like that setting. But you know what the thing is? Even if you do the early 2000s, a lot more people now are like nostalgic over that because guess what? Most of them are my age. I don't know why we're pandering to everyone that has like endless movies about it. I get that I'm being like a bit entitled with it, but like, why is it that we always have to go to the 90s? What the fuck was there? Everything that was there in the early 2000s. That's when I grew up, the early 2000s. So what are we doing? Or 2010s, even then. Like the early 2000s, people make it sound like it was, as soon as you crossed 2000, everyone had phones. No, a lot of people had phones, but it wasn't as readily available. In fact, if fucking everyone had phones, then fucking the disaster that happened in 2001 would be like filmed from all angles, inside, outside, on top, in the plane. Like, we would have all that shit, but we don't. Like, there's a reason that, like, when we get to the early 2010s, then yeah, most people had phones around then. A large majority did. And it's just like a lot of the stuff then we had, like, we had in the 90s, we had in the early 2000s. So, I don't know why it is. Like, it's the same aesthetic almost. The only difference is there's a few changes here and there, but even then, I feel like it's more interesting because then you introduce the advent of phones, and you know, like I don't know, it's the setting's getting boring to me. Mix it up a bit, all right? I know it might be have been a minute since we've seen a '90s like aesthetic game, but it's getting tiring. I see it all the time. I see it in movies. I see it in TV shows. I see it in books. I see it in the fucking games. I don't want to see it anymore, dude. I don't care. And sorry, I want to end on something good. The soundtrack's really good. And I'm sorry if you came to this video and you loved the game. I myself will give you a humble apology to you. If this is your favorite game of the year, I apologize. I genuinely do. It's just, in my opinion, it would have made far better of an idea for a movie. Because movies have these set things. They have the set characters that have set prompts to talk to each other. That is not a game. If you want to tell a story, and just a story with very little, I would argue to no gameplay really, then just make a movie. I know that's not fun to say to someone because now it's so hard to even make a movie because most companies want games. But you should try an indie route then. I know this is an indie. I think it's an indie game. I'm pretty sure. You should have done like indie backing and tried to get people behind you, so that way you could try and make it a movie instead. That's what I think. It's a 4 hour. Cut it down like an hour, and then you'd have a 3 hour long movie that you and your friends could go see during the summer. There you go. Like, I understand it wouldn't make as much money, but are you guys making much money now? Like, it's $20 on 15 with Game Pass. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like you guys are making much on your returns with this one. But I don't know, guys. I'm hoping that this team turns around and makes another game that I hopefully like. I'm gonna give them another chance. I feel like if you are blindly criticizing this game without seeing more than just clips on Twitter or on TikTok, you should be ashamed. There's no reason to like belittle a company because an indie company because of a Twitter user saying that. Oh my God, all you do is hold X. Give this shit a watch. And I will say, me and my editor, at least I played third and my editor watched. My editor did say it was funner to watch, so maybe you'll have a better time with that. So, yeah. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm sorry for all the negativity coming at y'all. This is just like, it sucks I had to be negative about it because I personally always try to be positive with these things, but it just didn't turn out. And again, if this was your favorite game of the whole year, or even of all time, because I don't see how it could be, but you know what? I'm not you. So you know what? Enjoy the games you want. It's good to get another person's perspective on a game. You know what I mean? And you know what? I hope this studio keeps pleasing you if you like it. And I hope you keep having a happy year. But anyways, that's all I just wanted to talk about, guys. Anyway, have a good day. See y'all. Love ya. Also subscribe.